Good afternoon. I'm really glad to talk to you guys because it's such an amazing project. I mean, congratulations, especially for working with Martin Scorsese. I guess starting with you, what was the beginning of this like when you kind of had this opportunity to bring Martin in on the project?
Very simple. We gave him the script, and after he read it, he said yes. And that's simple.
And I mean, it wasn't. So, what kind of convincing it take? It was like, here's our work. Here's like, obviously he knows what you guys do. He based one of his films on your work. But was there any other convincing, or was it just like, here's what we're gonna do?
No, that's simple. I'm telling the truth. Just give him the
it's amazing
script, and then we direct and shoot in New York.
That's amazing.
And feedback. Say yes. That's it.
Did he have any feedback once you were filming, once you were doing this?
Yeah, he let us free hand. Whatever we want. Yeah, so that is the situation.
That's wonderful. So, the whole idea, going back to that, what got you interested in the first place?
Yeah, it's from the article. The New York Times. I forget it. Ask Lou. Andrew Loo.
What got us interested? I don't know if you've read the original article.
I haven't, unfortunately.
It's an incredibly rich, I think, just vast story about this gang, Green Dragons, and their real life exploits, and the way they carved out a certain space and a certain existence for themselves, basically victimizing people from their own community. In reading it, it felt Shakespearean. It felt just like a trilogy. It was just rich. It was the task immediately was how to confine it and how to make a 90-minute story out of it as opposed to a 10-hour miniseries. So that was the beginning of it.
And I have a funny question because maybe I'm imagining this, but when I was watching it, I love the fact that it felt a little bit like the film style met with the actual time that it's supposed to be set in. Am I imagining that, or is that the case? Because I got a certain 80s vibe from the 80s scenes, and then the 90s kind of felt a little different.
Well,
no?
I think in a perfect world we would hope that would be the case.
Right.
There are definite financial realities with what our budget and what our time allowance was on this. So, there are some studio films where they can they can transform, an entire city street into a time period. We didn't have those luxuries.
But you did an amazing job with what you had then.
Yes, the location. We spend a lot of time to location scout, and spend a lot of time to the art director, customer design. We see the pictures of the real Green Dragons, and they have so many photos. We have to do a lot of research. So we try our best. Even movies that low budget movies, indie movies.
Right.
Yeah, and we keep to shoot in New York. Some movies is shooting in Toronto, then pretend New York, but we say no. We want shoot in New York. The taste. The feelings.
Right.
So we love to stay. So we try hard to minimize the shooting days and spend the money and shooting in New York.
Having said that, being in New York, 2013, when we shot this film, trying to portray New York in the 90s, it's a different place now. So, as a period film, we didn't take the approach that this is a turn-of-the-century Victorian movie where you had to build the period look of all your characters in that space. For us, it was kind of more reductive. Move stuff, the internet cafe signs or mobile phone, shops, those sorts of things, right? All the parking meters are different now. They're all digital, whereas before they were coins or whatever. So. So we tried to pay attention to that as much as our budget and our schedule would allow. But New York is, like a lot of these really interesting sort of northeast cities. There's just a real classic, timeless look to it in many ways.
Well, thinking of a gangster movie, no matter what time frame, New York seems like a classic place to set it. And amazing to think that this is based on the reality as well.
Yeah.
In terms of acting, you know, I really want to ask you about the whole process for you because obviously I can't imagine jumping into the shoes of these guys. What was it like on your side of things? How did you get into that frame of reference?
Well, I mean, it was, you know, it's very dark, it's the content matter. And it's just, you know, how do these guys operate? It's, you know, and I think for me though, you know, you've seen the movie, like, by the time you get to me as an adult, I'm already starting to stray away.
Right. That's true.
From, you know, so I think it's a little bit easier for me to digest than maybe some of the other characters like Ai Chung or
Steven.
Carl, Chicken Wing, or you know, or Steven, because they're just on the other side. And to get into that, you know, it's a pretty crazy mind frame. They're just destructive and violent, and you know, they're like animalistic. They operate off instincts instead of their impulses, instead of like, you know, thinking through their head. And I think that's where my character differed. I think I would think about things and a little bit more deeply before I would act.
But I do love that he's obviously still a tough guy. You know, in the end, he's veering off, but he definitely is still kind of the, you know, you don't want to mess with him.
Yeah, but there's a lot of moments I guess I wasn't that tough.
Right. Well, that's true.
I remember the first day when I was shooting the gun. I think I didn't even realize it, but I was kind of backing up, and I guess I was like looking like I was prancing. I was like jumping up, and I was like, "Don't jump,
Don't dance.
yeah, don't dance, don't dance."
No, it's not don't dance. No dance.
Yeah, no dance. So
That's amazing.
yeah, so I mean, you know, but yeah, no, these guys are the real deal. They're pretty crazy.
Did you? I mean, it does seem like a fun film at the same time. Did you enjoy kind of getting into this kind of role?
I mean, I had a great time. You know, getting to shoot like a gun in the street, and also like some of the beautiful scenic like rooftop shots that we shot. And there was a lot of great elements to the film that I really enjoyed. And you know, another thing is working with an all Asian cast, very diverse Asian cast. That's so much fun, which you rarely get to do. Well, on this caliber.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, I'm sure being able to work with Martin Scorsese let you guys do, I don't know, did you get to do more, did you feel, because you've kind of got that name behind you?
I don't think it gave us more, but I think it gave us the opportunity. Right. Because, you know, that was sort of the key component in our financing strategy. This isn't the typical independent film with basically you're financing through the sales power of a star. Right. So the stars on this film, in many ways, at least from the financier's perspective, was Marty's name and Andrew Lau's name. That was what got us to the table with enough money to go make the film. So.
Well, I love that you guys are debuting on TV too, as well as theaters. I mean, that's a rare opportunity as well. It's also the kind of changing landscape maybe of entertainment.
I think it's indicative of the way that people's taste and the method of consuming entertainment is evolving.
Right.
It's not everyone goes to the movie theaters, but that doesn't mean people aren't watching movies.
Right. And would you guys be working with Martin again? Is there another opportunity that might come down the road?
Well, we have another script to send his way.
Well, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, any other tidbits you can tell me about this film that might get people excited that they need to come out and see it? That's a tough question, open-ended, I know, but
it's a badass movie. You gotta go see it.
Nice. Thank you guys.
Thank you.